you forgot, everyone operates out of images. Images govern behavior. Messages shape images. Images can be changed. Changed images change behavior. This was one of the things that we got. I'll make you a copy for $100. It's worth a lot more than that.
I'll make you better one for a dime.
No, this is worth more than $100. This is
Priceless.
priceless.
Priceless. Oh.
We started out being reminded of the triune brain, that we have this physical neurology which has connected our mind throughout our body, muscle memory and all, and that there are the emotive connections where our images lie, and then our cognitive functions outside. We're reminded of that, and this is part of the image, but there were more images. We had a great opening with that, and we talked about education. And we were exposed to some fabulous examples of education. Puna in Northern Virginia with Training Futures, and I think we have to remember, or maybe you can't. I remember, and I'm going to tell you what an impact it was to have James Matthews in our group. Young Jim Matthews. I grew up with a school teacher who worked tirelessly for 38 years. And here is this guy, our child, so to speak. He's been teaching 5th grade for 31 years. And loving education, loving children, being involved in the union to promote education over against the forces that would do otherwise with it. We are very clear from all of the conversation that education rests upon spirit giants. And we know spirit giants, they're in this room. We know the woman I live with is one of those. We know people across the country who weren't able to be here, who are such. And the question is, how is it that we address what we came to think about as the corridors of shame? The first one we pointed out was I-95 in South Carolina, where education and other structures are in great disrepair. Phoebe and I are Michiganians and Detroiters. Came from Flint, and we know that there is great loss of everything, including poor education in those places. So our group, looking to how do we step forward and do something, well, our first step is that we want to make sure that we can start some connection, at least among the group, by email, and then perhaps we'll create a listserv that like the order has, but a listserv for educators to gather our resources to do something. We're very clear that something needs to be done, and the steps to get from here to there are not so clear. But we were very excited. The Training Futures, and it grew from the Training Inc., which is in various locations. Great work being done and great work yet to be done. We started thinking about Florida, the Gates Foundation is giving $100 million. $100 million. And the state or the county, somebody's matching. And $200 million in a place where education has not been healthy could have tremendous impact. And yet if it is used improperly, or if it is done well and people measure the wrong stuff. I had an uncle who was an educator, and they trained in his school people to handle high voltage electricity, high voltage linemen. and they would send them over to the power company would test them, and they would all fail. Well, they were trained to handle high voltage electricity on poles with wires and like that, and the company gave them a written test. You have to test what you want done. So we are all excited about education. And one last thing, since I am an artist, and there are other artists in the group, if you want to change images, consider these things: vibrant imagery, relevant techniques, inclusive myth, multimodal approach, metaphorical thinking. Thank you.